All right, man. Tatum's coming back. All the theories were correct. You get the Achilles surgery faster than normal, you come back faster than normal. Obviously, still a lot of hard work in the whole thing, but he could come back tomorrow versus Dallas. And before we do the whole Celtics thing, I'm happy to have Jayson Tatum back in my life. I mean, I've seen him on the sidelines for the entire season, and I've occasionally seen some of the most annoying conversations from non-Celtics fans, and unfortunately some Celtics fans about Tatum and his place with the team and Jaylen Brown and everything. We're still doing this. It's 2026. Like, they're on the same team. They're both awesome. What are you all doing? And the ovation that Tatum is going to get in Boston, it's going to be crazy on Friday. I don't know if Cooper is going to be playing or not. I feel like it was just yesterday I did the video of him getting the Achilles injury. So that's all great. But of course, now we got to have the convo of, can the team make the finals and all this stuff? So look, I'm sure you've heard enough, or you just thought enough about how Tatum, he's a very easy star to fit in, right? He's great off the catch. He's switchable defensively. He can guard on the ball. He'll help on the boards. If it was Tatum's goal to just be like a supercharged version of Sam Hauser or Baylor Shireman, or hell, you could combine those two and add off the dribble juice, yeah, he'd be amazing at that. But I'm assuming he's going to want to be peak Jayson Tatum, whether it's realistic for this season or not, that's a different conversation, but he's going to want to try to gradually get to that. And of course, we want to give him the time to do that. I mean, I would expect early on a minutes restriction and just not doing too much on offense, right? But it's now going to be a balancing act between getting him as close to where you can get him this season at his peak versus just what the Celtics have been all season, right? And so really what I'm getting at is, if it's a close fourth quarter or something, you're just going to see probably more Jaylen Brown, more D. White, and more Pritchard taking shots. And Tatum, there's probably going to be some more plays where he's in the corner watching stuff happen, but then they'll sprinkle in their signature plays this year. I mean, they'll have him in flare screens, which they torched the Bucks on the other day. They will still use him as a screen setter on and off the ball. I mean, that's another thing. He's very willing to do that. The Jayson Tatum screening for D. White play is back. They'll sprinkle in some DHOs for him to get moving off the ball, whatever. And then maybe by the time the playoffs begin, maybe by the time like the second round begins, although after they just lost to the Hornets, like if we see the Hornets in round one, we got to be ready to go, man. But we'll see. Now, speaking of the top teams, look, the Celtics have done a great job this season of winning the possession battle. I mean, the threes, the spacing. They managed to be a good offensive rebounding team because they do a great job at like sending one guy a lot of the time. But then also they've been a good transition defense team at the same time. Like most seasons, they are the absolute best transition defense team. This year, they're like fifth according to NBA.com. Still really good. And they're also giving up the right type of threes, typically like to so-so shooters from above the break, and they still get a closeout on it, whatever. Like that's all good. It's all great. Like Mazzulla deserves so much praise, and the players. But they've had some losses versus the top teams where it's not that stuff doesn't matter, but it kind of doesn't matter because you just don't have a guy like Tatum to go along with Jaylen, right? Like they had a loss to the Spurs where Wemby just totally cut off the rim, especially in the second half. They have played the Pistons close this year, and they did beat them once. But okay, they're 1-2 versus the Knicks this year. One of them was a blowout. One of them went to overtime. They did, of course, have the one win versus the Rockets where Ron Harper Jr. went nuts and like Cato was helping off of Amen. And then they just had this loss to the Hornets that I think genuinely sent fear throughout like the entire Celtics fan base, because the two things that struck me the most in that one, man, the Hornets were able to clog the paint and not get torched from three, and they were able to get open transition threes for their best guys. Like as they were building the lead out, LaMelo, Miller, and Kahn all got easy transition threes. Like this doesn't happen against us, or at least not very often. That's a game where obviously Tatum helps. They also just got blown out by the Nuggets recently. But yeah, now I ask the question. I mean, I said this at some point like a couple months ago. If Tatum can get as close to 100% as possible, which maybe is just not realistic, but if he can, yeah, I think they could make the finals. I think they could beat the Cavs or the Pistons or the Knicks or the Hornets. I'll put you in there if Tatum could get back to peak Tatum. But maybe that's just not possible. Maybe it's going to be a lower percentage. I don't know. Although if they see the Knicks, I will certainly not walk into that series with as much confidence as I had last year. I got burned on that already. And now for the starting five, I assume Tatum is starting. I'm not really banking on any sort of off-the-bench thing. It could happen maybe, I don't know. It would get him a nice ovation coming into the game for the first time against Dallas. But really you're deciding between Hauser or Shireman for the last starting spot. I'm going to guess Mazzulla goes Hauser, but you could go Shireman, who can still shoot. He's not a Hauser-level shooter, but he can still make an open three. Just to be like a low-usage, dirty work type of guy. We'll see. I mean, a big thing with Mazzulla this year was when he realized he could put Hauser and Shireman out there more, and the defense didn't fall off at all. I mean, we love Walsh and Ugo, but they're just not the shooters that those guys are. but one day Ugo is going to be the best role player in the league. It's only a little bit of a joke. This team has prided itself on having a lot of switchable wings, and since then, even with all the roster turnover, they added Shireman, Walsh finally got minutes, and then Ugo. And with Tatum coming back, I mean, look, obviously the rotation's going to get a little more cramped, but with Tatum coming back, I mean, teams like in a playoff setting, like you could picture the Pistons like with Cade or Mitchell and Harden or Brunson, like they're going to go at Hauser, they're going to go at Pritchard, D. White. I mean, D. White's a great defensive player, but he's just smaller than some of the other guys they have. And Hauser and Pritchard do guard well on the ball, but again, those will just be your easiest targets. But everything I just said, you could probably find me saying damn near the exact same thing before the Knicks series, and we know what happened there. So, and also speaking of D. White, does this in time take some pressure off of him to where he doesn't have to take as many difficult jumpers this year? That would be great because, I mean, the guy's still been a big positive this season, but you can't deny what the shooting percentages have been. He was just great in the loss to Charlotte. That loss to Charlotte's going to stick with me to the end of the year, man. They do play him again in a little bit. Well, the end of the month. Is that a little bit? I don't know. I'm looking forward to some more D. White Tatum two-man game. Anyway, that's it for me. I will probably do an update video on this in I don't know, we'll give him a few games and we'll talk about it again.